Hello and welcome back to Expedition Homestead. I hope you're having an incredible day. Today we're going to be talking about orchid care after your orchid blooms and flowers. So at this point you might have an orchid that looks like this, where it used to have blooms up here obviously, which now they've wilted away, and maybe even you've picked off one or two because they started to look so bad. I'm going to give you all a very quick, informative video on what to do with this orchid at this point. I remember back in the day when I was trying to figure out how to care for my orchid at this point, I came across a lot of 12-minute plus videos that were very roundabout ways of telling me what exactly I needed to know at the moment, so that's what I'm giving you in today's video. There's a couple of things you can do with this stem. You can either cut it off completely. You can either wait until it turns brown or orange, turns colors, then you can cut it off completely. Or you can do what I prefer to do and many other people around the world prefer to do because it gives you more blooms. What you can do in this case, if you're trying to flush out some more blooms from your orchid, is the point where the lowest flower would have been is right here. You're going to go 2 nodes below that and then take a cut. Or some people also say you can go 4 nodes up from the bottom and then take a cut. Does it really matter? No, as long as you're a fair distance away from that bottom flower, at least that first node, even if you go right above that second one, it'll most likely be just fine. And you could also cut it all the way down to right in the middle. And your orchid's also going to be just fine. So what happens there, the reason why we take this cut instead of just taking it all the way down to the base of this orchid, is because then it's going to flush out, hopefully, another set of blooms. Well, this is not guaranteed. So if you do this method and you don't see blooms on your orchid, don't worry, it wasn't your fault. Some plants are just different from one another. They are going to be, just like humans, unique in each and every way. All right. Take my clip off. And there we go. So we've cut this portion of the flower stem off, which we are going to discard. And hopefully, with any luck, we get a new flower bunch coming from that portion of the orchid. You know, I haven't kept very many orchids in the past, but I feel like I'm going to start to like them a little bit more, especially when it gets to the different creative ways of growing them. Since they don't need soil to grow in, being an epiphyte, there's lots of cool different ways that you could maybe structure the plant or structure the stuff that the plant is growing on. That would be a fun, cool experiment. So that's all you've got to do is just... All right, so hopefully I got your question answered in a fairly reasonable amount of time. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing if you've not already done so. Of course, hit that thumbs up button and that bell icon so you can be notified of every time that we come out with a new video here on the Little Homestead. Happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next one.